Hi guys, welcome to the Gyan Quotient. I'm Vinit Chitlangia. In this video, we'll learn about a very useful function in Excel, which many of us might know about, but we don't use it so frequently. This is indirect function. Indirect function can be used to make our worksheets more responsive and dynamic. I'll first explain the basic use of indirect function, and then we'll move on to a little more complex use case. First of all, let us understand the one-line definition of indirect function. As the name suggests, indirect function is used for indirect referencing of a cell. It's better if we understand it with the help of an example. As you can see on the screen, I have in the cell C3 a value of 5. The most straightforward way to get this value of 5 in another cell is direct referencing, as you can see what I did on the screen. But now if we want to get the value 5 indirectly, we'll have to use the indirect function. Let me show you. I'll type the indirect function and I'll select the cell C4, the address of the cell containing 5. Now when I press enter, you can see that again the value of 5 is coming. So basically, indirect function gets the value of the cell whose address is present in the cell C4. We can also use the indirect function to fetch the values from a cell or a group of cells for which we have defined the name. As you can see in this example, I have a value of 10 in the cell C11. I will define a name for this cell by going to define name in formula step, and I'll give it a name of input 1. Now I can use indirect function to fetch the value by entering the name that we have defined. So I'm referencing it to the cell which contains the name, and when I press enter, the value of 10 comes in the cell. The same thing we can do with a group of cells. Now I have selected this group of cells and I'll give it a name of input 2. The thing to remember here is that indirect function just returns one value. So in case of a group of cells, if you directly use the indirect function and reference it to the group of cells, it won't return anything. You'll have to add some aggregating function upon it, which will give a one value answer. Here I am putting it inside a sum function, and as you can see, it gives me the sum of all the four values, which comes out to be 50. Now this was the basic premise of indirect function, which was must to understand in order to move on to an advanced use case of indirect function. Let's do that. Now here I have hypothetical sales data of a supermarket which sells products ranging from food and grocery, home appliances, mobiles to furniture and furnishing. I have this data from year 2000 to 2010, as you can see on the screen. Now we want to create a dashboard in such a way that we can access and work on the data of each year dynamically in this dashboard. And we'll use indirect function for this. Let us first try to access the data of any one of the years. Let us take the year 2000. Now to get the data of the year 2000 on a dashboard, we'll use the combination of index and match function. Many of you might already be familiar with this combination. So first I'll insert an index function. Now in the first parameter, I'll have to select the array from which I'm accessing the data. So this array will be the data of the year 2000. In the second parameter, I have to insert the row number. Now, since I don't want to insert the row number directly, I'll use the match function. Match function basically returns the relative position of an item. So the item here is food and grocery, which will be the lookup value. And lookup array will be the array of the year 2000. And we want to do an exact match. So I'll insert 0. Same thing will do it for the column number. I'll again insert a match function, and this time the lookup value will be the month value, and lookup array will be the range of month for the year 2000. It will also be an exact match. After pressing enter, you can see that the first value of the year 2000, that is the sale of food and grocery of the month January, comes up in the cell. We can drag this along to generate the remaining values. But first I'll have to give absolute references to the array that was entered in the function. So I'll select the arrays and press the key F4 to give them absolute references. Right. Now let's try to drag it along. You can see still the values are not generated. The reason for this is because for the lookup values, we'll have to give partial absolute references. So in the case of the first match function, as we are referring to the sale type, which is along the rows. So the row number is changing, but the column number will never change. So we'll have to insert a dollar sign before the column so that it does not change when we drag. Same goes for the month, but in this case, the column number is changing, but the row number is not changing. So we'll just insert a dollar sign before the column number. Let's try it out. As you can see, the correct values are still not generated. The reason for this being the lookup value also changes their addresses when we drag the cell. In case of the segment like food and grocery, home appliances, etc., we can see that different segments are present on different row numbers, but the column number being the same, B. So we'll have to insert a dollar sign before the column number, that is B. In case of the month, we can see that the column numbers are changing, like January is in C column, February is in D column, and so on. But the row number is same, which is the second row number. So we want to insert a dollar sign before the row number. We'll press enter. Now if we drag the cell, you notice that the correct values are generated and we can replicate the data as present in the year 2000. You can match it. So this was the simple referencing using index and match function combination. But now we'll have to do something to make it dynamic so that we can access the data of any of the year that we want. Let's do this. Now first of all, I'll delete the data of the dashboard sheet and convert it back to the default state. Now in order to make the sheet dynamic, I have to do some manual work. I have to name the data of all the years. I'll show you with an example. Let's go to the sheet of year 2000. I'll select the data. I'll go to formulas, define name, and I'll name it data 2000. Same thing, I'll do it for the year 2001. I'll select the data. I'll go to define name and I'll name it data 2001. Similarly, I'll repeat it up to the year 2010. I have already done it for the remaining years, as you can see in the name manager. So I have named the data from 2000 to 2010. Now let's go back to the dashboard. So first I'll try to get the data of year 2000 using indirect function. In the cell A1, I'll enter the year 2000. Since I want to get the data of the year 2000 and the name I have given is data 2000, I'll try to generate this name using the cell A1. So I'll press equal to, I'll enter the string data, I'll enter AND. AND is used for concatenation of true strings and I'll reference the cell A1. Pressing enter, you can see that data 2000 appears in the cell A2. If I change it to 2001, it automatically changes to 2001. If I change this to 2005, it will change to 2005 and so on. For now, I'll just keep it 2000. Since we are now able to get the data name, we can easily use this to get the data of various years in our dashboard sheet with the help of indirect function. I'll use the indirect function along with the combination of index and match function to access the data. I'll show it to you. Let me first type the formula in the cell, then I'll explain the formula part by part. So as you can see on the screen, I was able to get the first value of the year 2000, that is 41, on my dashboard sheet using the formula that I just typed in the cell. So let us understand the formula. The umbrella function used here is the index function. So index function basically refers to a cell in a table with the help of its row number and column number. So the reference to the table is done by the indirect function, which refers to the table of data 2000. The row number is given by the match function and the column number is also given by the match function. It might seem a little confusing at first, but I'll explain it to you. The first parameter, that is data 2000, is nothing but this data present on the sheet 2000. And now we want to access each and every element of this data, and we can do it with the help of row numbers and column numbers. If I have to give the row numbers and column numbers to this data, it will be like this. So 41 is the first row and first column. 272 value is first row and second column. This is exactly what I am doing using the match function in parameter second and parameter third of our formula. I am generating these values. I'll show it to you. So I'll just copy this match function and paste it below the table here. So I'll do it in a concat function because I want to get the values from both the match function. So this is the first match function and it gives me value 1. Now I'll copy the second match function and go to the formula, put a comma here because I want to concatenate and paste the second match function. So it's giving me 1 1. Let's spread it out. So as you can see, this one is first row and first column, this one is first row and second column, this one is second row and first column, and so on. The same values we are passing on to our index function in this formula. And the array that we are referring to is data 2000. And if we drag it out, we'll get the same data that is present in the sheet 2000. Okay, I'll delete this. So you can match it with the data in sheet 2000. It will be the same. Now, if we change the year here, I'll change it to 2005. So the data is changed to the year of 2005. You can match it. In this way, you can easily access the data of all the years that is present in your workbook. Now to make it a little more dynamic, I'll just insert a list here so that we can select the value of the year instead of typing it. So first I'll type all the years somewhere else on the workbook. Let's just drag it to the year 2010 and I'll go to data validation, list, and the source I'll select is this one. Okay, so you can see a list is generated here and now instead of typing you can just click on whatever year you want. Easy, right? We can also use graphs and charts upon this data. Suppose I want to get the total sale month wise of any year. First I'll just get the sum of all the items of each month. Now I'll go to insert. I'll insert a line chart here and here I'll enter total sales, total month wise sales. Right? Now, if you change the year, the graph will also change dynamically. So this was a technique to make your workbook a little more dynamic and interactive using the indirect function. You can also add a little more charts, graphs, and visualizations to make a proper dashboard, as I have done here. So instead of showing the data, I have inserted the graphs and charts of various items. So this is the percent share, this is the total sales, and this is the sale of top four items. And I can change the year from this list here, and all the graphs and charts changes automatically. Isn't it cool? So that was the video, guys. Thank you.